Welcome back to our channel, the place where hidden chapters, royal secrets, and the stories the palace won't publish finally come to light. Today, we bring you a breaking news: frozen out, Adele turns her back on Meghan Markle again in front of Kris Jenner and A-listers. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle attended an elite Beverly Hills birthday party, attracting media attention. Multiple stories described the gathering at Amazon founder Jeff Bezos's $165 million house as a series of socially awkward moments that provoked substantial criticism about the couple's status in Hollywood's elite circles. According to witnesses and photograph evidence, the Duchess received a cold greeting from several celebrity attendees, with Adele being the most notable. That episode and other impressions of the couple's evening demeanors contributed to a story about their professional and social integration into American entertainment once their royal duties ended. The opulent birthday party was co-hosted by writer and philanthropist Lauren Sanchez, her fiancé Jeff Bezos, and reality TV matriarch Kris Jenner. The three hosts bring together media, high technology, and capital and entertainment branding to set expectations for an attendee list that mixed celebrity entrepreneurial wealth and new cultural clout. These high society events are as much about signaling as they are about celebration. The host's venue and guest list are all part of a purposeful social choreography meant to make the occasion meaningful beyond the calendar date. According to early coverage, the guest list included influential and wealthy people from entertainment, business, media, and other fields where public and private networks overlap. Many observers saw an invitation to such a meeting as an indication of effective penetration into a high-tier American culture, hence reading it as a milestone for the Sussexes. Since moving to California, the Sussexes have publicly reinvented themselves in media philanthropy and business partnering with Hollywood and Silicon Valley elites. Public personalities in career development use high-profile events for impression management, relationship building, and deal-making. The Beverly Hills event might spur introductions, collaborations, and symbolic endorsements for the couple's budding businesses. However, news outlets and social media critics analyzed the evening's tension, interpreting subtle gestures and brief exchanges to determine the couple's status. The attention went beyond appearances to how former royals are accepted in celebrity circuits and how transatlantic ideas of privilege, merit, and belonging play out in America. Observers and nighttime photos showed the couple's stark differences. Meghan Markle arrived beautifully camera-ready and excited. Participants described her as happy and upbeat, indicating that she was comfortable in a glitzy atmosphere and aware of its networking potential. High-profile events are crucial for public people like Meghan, who are building media and lifestyle brands to build professional relationships, explore partnerships, and express seriousness about a new public image. Meghan's appearance was seen as a way to strengthen her position in an image-driven environment. Her grin's stance and desire to be photographed were highlighted by commentators as culturally significant in the modern celebrity culture. A brilliant entrance signifies professional ease with publicity optic skill and eagerness to participate in a visual narrative-driven environment. These nonverbal cues are part of integrated branding for lifestyle media and charity endeavors. Fans saw Meghan's approach as proof that she had successfully transitioned into a new work phase, using social media to build business contacts and maintain a glamorous, mission-driven image. Many observers noted Prince Harry's more constrained presence, tense and withdrawn in expression and posture. Some saw him as tense in photos from their arrival and later in the evening due to his grim countenance and body language. He stayed close to his wife for most of the evening, which some saw as a protective or cautious unwillingness to fully participate in joyous talk or mix. This evident reluctance quickly sparked widespread curiosity about his thoughts toward Hollywood public life and his comfort with high-profile social occasions. The image of Meghan's ease and Harry's distress spread throughout social media and opinion platforms, sparking debate over whether their goals and emotions were aligned. Observers interpreted Harry's mood differently. Some said it showed a dissatisfaction with celebrity culture's theatrical excesses and a social cosmos that prioritizes transactional networking and image-making over public service which he was nurtured in. Others saw his posture as a private emotional condition, possibly due to his continual public clashes with the tabloid press, legal disputes, or UK family issues. His closeness to Meghan was seen by supporters as proof of unity and mutual dependence, while critics saw it as evidence of a pair unsuited to their new environment. The variety of readings shows how the public views high-profile personalities through chosen emotionally compelling frameworks rather than sophisticated contextualized assessments. Apparently, the social dynamic changed when the couple entered the party's main area. Witnesses report a slight stop in small groups of diners as heads turned to see the Duke and Duchess. Many witnesses observed a cautious curiosity, measured watchful and restrained rather than gushing respect, or fawning like that seen with royalty or Hollywood superstars. This was not the instantaneous, unreflective accommodation sometimes given to industry titans or Hollywood A-listers, but rather the calibrated response that more experienced social actors give when assessing a guest's relevance and potential contribution to their networks. This party was full of industry leaders, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and business people. In such contexts, social capital, the intangible resources that come from networks of ties and reputation, is extremely important, and a guest's welcome can indicate influence and marketability. Initial replies from guests revealed that the Sussexes' status among Hollywood elites was equivocal and possibly unresolved, prompting watchers to wonder if their transatlantic transfer had led to their predicted entry into American power. Invitations and introductions are one thing. Sustaining membership in closely knit professional networks where recommendations, favors, and future collaborations are negotiated requires time, reciprocity, and frequently a history of common projects or matched incentives. After the party, Adele's awkward moment was a major storyline. Adele, another British expatriate who has achieved global success, is noted for protecting her privacy and being choosy about public activities. She rarely attends celebrity parties. Her appearance at this party was regarded as a sign of personal ties to the hosts, especially Kris Jenner, or that the event's social cachet had lured non-mainstream nightlife attendees. Her prospective meeting with the Duke and Duchess was more salient in this context, and onlookers expected a moment of recognition between important British personalities living in Los Angeles. Media reports, many unverified, suggested a convoluted public record of Meghan's attempts to connect with Adele, complicating expectations. Weeks or months before the celebration, reports surfaced that Meghan had sent Adele a gift basket to her Los Angeles home as a welcoming or conciliatory gesture, which had not been returned. Some of those claims were unconfirmed and accompanied by skepticism regarding veracity, but they created a frame for how witnesses interpreted the couple's approach to Adele on party night. Celebrity culture magnifies private actions and tiny courtesies into public signals, so even unsubstantiated anecdotes can shape an encounter. The presence of such background stories primes viewers to interpret subsequent behaviors through a lens of past grievance or mismatched social overtures. Harry and Meghan proceeded toward a group where Adele was talking. Witnesses said. Adele appeared preoccupied with her conversation and turned away from the approaching couple, not making eye contact or gesturing. Observers stated the Sussexes lingered briefly, probably waiting for a natural gap in the conversation or an indication of recognition, then moved on without speaking. The event was described as a purposeful social distancing, a withholding of acknowledgement that in celebrity society can be as pointed as a scolding. In circumstances where non-acknowledgement sets boundaries, omission and inattention can convey relational limits or preferences clearly. Social media swiftly spread the perceived snub which dominated the evening's analysis. On Twitter and Instagram, fans, commentators, and gossip columnists immediately commented on photos of the near encounter, along with attendance descriptions and later analysis. Adele's apparent disdain was seen by many as a purposeful indication that she chose to keep her distance from the Sussexes during a high-profile celebration. The story became indicative of bigger problems regarding the couple's reception by established personalities in the American entertainment business, and showed how even minor actions may define popular figures' social trajectories. Adele's selective public appearance gives weight to this interpretation. When she attends celebrity gatherings, her acts are analyzed for what they suggest about allegiances and preferences. Non-engagement is seen as an intentional social act that indicates disdain, detachment, or curatorial selectivity in media narratives. Critics warned that the moment may have been misread due to the compressed, moving, and often chaotic nature of private parties, but the story quickly gained traction among audiences eager for symbolic displays of status and acceptance or rejection. Adele was not the first famous woman whose contacts with Meghan came under scrutiny. Mariah Carey and Martha Stewart also contributed to the Duchess's awkward social evening. These women have vast cultural and professional capital and extended public profiles created by decades of work reinvention and brand management. Commentators who were aware of female networks and the symbolic importance of celebrity involvement or absence at celebrity-studded events interpreted their relative distance from Meghan in photos and reported meetings. Mariah Carey's recent public comments were noted before the celebration. When asked about royal contacts, Carey fondly mentioned meeting Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, but excluded Meghan Markle. Carey's exclusion, which followed Meghan's appearance on her podcast Archetypes, was widely regarded as sharp and suggestive of emotional or professional distancing. Carey was reportedly talking to other guests at the Beverly Hills party and did not greet Meghan. Celebrity interactions are examined, therefore an apparent lack of interaction can be seen as meaningful, regardless of each person's intentions. Martha Stewart's Meghan comments were quoted and scrutinized for subtext. Stewart, a self-made entrepreneur who built a brand around domestic competence and improved her public image after legal and reputational issues, is regarded in business and leisure circles. Stewart said, "I hope Meghan knows what she's doing." Given Stewart's brand-building experience, some took that statement as measured skepticism rather than open hostility. Stewart was seen socializing with key attendees at the party, and no substantial interaction between her and Meghan was shown in widely released images. These moments, along with Meghan's interactions or non-interactions with Carey and Adele, were seen as evidence of Meghan's struggles to win over a certain class of celebrities who, as commentators noted, have built their authority through talent, perseverance, and entrepreneurship. An external audience cannot identify whether these events were intended snubs or inadvertent consequences of a crowded, logistically difficult gathering. Timing, established relationships, and room dynamics cause many non-interactions in large events as conversations break and people move between groups. Still, multiple perceived cool receptions created a narrative that Meghan was struggling to earn the trust, respect, and validation of a particular echelon of celebrities, women who, as commentators noted, have established their authority through talent, perseverance, and entrepreneurial acumen. Long-term reputational currency in Hollywood and comparable fields is assessed by public successes. Track records, not titles or renown, often determine social acceptance in those groups. Celebrity female networks are complex and influenced by history, authenticity, and relationship debts, according to commentators. Many established women have built trust and influence by steady productivity, resilient brand management, and a willingness to conduct relational labor that generates reciprocal support. In such an ecology, newcomers, especially those with unusual privilege or sudden attention, may find doors open cautiously. Some commentators believed Meghan's critical viewpoint represented both her accomplishments and concerns about public narratives, affiliation benefits, and gatekeeper protection of reputational assets. The contrast between Beverly Hills activities and London commemorations on the same weekend complicated the weekend's optics. While Prince Harry celebrated with celebrities in California, the British royal family presided over Remembrance Sunday in the UK. The cenotaph ceremony in London is fundamental to British memorial traditions on Memorial Sunday, one of the most solemn days in the ceremonial calendar. Senior members of the royal family attend the traditional event to perform formal obligations, lay wreaths, and interact with the public and veterans communities. It was notable because Prince George, the eldest son of the Prince and Princess of Wales and second in line to the throne, had a larger public role this year. Images and discussion from London highlighted Prince George's composure and the cautious preparations to introduce younger royals to ceremonial duties. The young prince appeared composed and attentive while with his parents and engaging in official commemoration, symbolizing continuity, obligation, and the constant cultivation of a public sense of responsibility. The contrast between the young prince in a traditional national ritual and his uncle at a fancy Beverly Hills party was striking. Media and public discourse used the juxtaposition to illustrate different life paths and their public and personal objectives. Many critics saw this parallel as a symbol of deeper choices that changed personal lives and societal expectations. The younger generation's integration into ceremonial duties was seen as part of the monarchy's continuity project, while Harry's move to the U.S. and pursuit of an independent public persona was seen as a move into a different culture, incentives, and expectations. Critics and observers saw George at the cenotaph and Harry at a birthday party as symbols of different public responses, one representing monarchy's institutional continuity, and the other celebrity culture's marketplace logic. Harry supporters argued that such comparisons are erroneous because attending solemn national ceremonies and private social parties are not mutually exclusive markers of seriousness or dedication. They also noted that the Sussexes have invested in charity advocacy and media ventures to address societal challenges and support causes beyond personal gain. However, symbolic contrasts, especially those involving young heirs performing conspicuous duties, crystallize public feeling in ways that are hard to resist. Many viewers saw the photographs as narrative shorthand that confirmed their preconceived notions of the couple's goals. After the Beverly Hills event, social media and news forums were flooded with photos, short films, and insider commentary, causing significant public scrutiny. Body language analysts, cultural critics, armchair watchers, and devoted fans analyzed every image of the couple's facial expressions, gestures, and proxemic interactions. Harry's downcast face was interpreted by some supporters as discomfort with celebrity culture, while others saw it as a sign of personal malaise or marital strain. Meghan's broad smile was either genuine or performative. Divergent readings show how prior narratives and audience interpretations impact public perception. These readings are amplified and hardened by media ecosystems. A moment can be reframed hundreds of times within hours in a world where video and stills are quickly shared, captioned, and recycled across party or fandom-aligned networks. Current celebrity coverage promotes crisp juxtapositions and clean storylines. A near encounter that could have been a human social flub before digitalization becomes a headline and a branch of public interpretation. Due to their rapid spread, their visuals and movements are often used in character strategy and suitability disputes, often without context. Their public differences raised questions about their relationship and their goals. Media and social observers wondered if Meghan's Hollywood success was impacting Harry or if the couple remained united despite their differences. A few candid photos might tell a story about disagreement, misalignment, or public unraveling in an atmosphere where anonymous sources and insider tips can spread quickly. A new interpretive arc saw the party as symptomatic of a larger pattern in which the couple's public image had begun to deviate from early expectations and the narrative of a harmonious, strategically planned reinvention. The couple's professional trajectory was recalibrating at the time of the party. The Sussexes announced multi-million-dollar deals with major media companies to gain financial independence and create a new storytelling and humanitarian platform. However, other enterprises had mixed results. After one season, their partnership with Spotify, which included Meghan's Archetypes podcast, ended in 2023. Reports that a Spotify executive had disparaged the couple contributed to a narrative of frayed professional relationships and unmet expectations. Harry and Meghan, the Netflix partnership's most popular docuseries, was well received, but critics and watchers noted that the deal's output had not kept pace with earlier expectations. Public discussions regarding Archewell Productions' pace and scope raised worries about the couple's long-term creative vision and business viability. The launch of Meghan's lifestyle brand American Riviera Orchard was also delayed. After an initial statement and a social media launch, the brand did not immediately provide product releases or a time frame, creating concerns about operational or strategic setbacks. Prince Harry's memoir Spare broke sales records and became a bestseller, but its open revelations about royal family members drew praise and condemnation. The book's findings sparked media controversy, public criticism, and family strife, affecting the couple's public efforts to promote philanthropy and creative collaboration. When considered together, these professional advances help explain the Beverly Hills celebration's social reactions. Hollywood's success is often measured by momentum, consistent creative production, and commercial returns. Influence comes from a prolonged capacity to transfer public attention into projects, goods, and relationships. Warm social invites and enthusiastic receptions can decrease when high-profile agreements fail. Planned initiatives fail, or heated utterances distort public perception. The Sussexes' initial arrival in America had generated curiosity and excitement, but it had not yet translated into industry acceptance or commercial momentum that often secures long-standing entree into influential networks. Many industry analysts saw the party's coolness as an external manifestation of these underlying professional uncertainties. That evening's events were a concentrated depiction of the couple's larger predicament. They are trying to find meaningful and sustainable roles outside the British monarchy and in an environment with distinct hierarchies, norms, and values. Hollywood's social standards and business arithmetic are merciless, requiring achievement, cultural capital accumulation, and public interest sustainability. Many saw the apparent lukewarm welcomes from established personalities as a conditional distance, an implied signal that engagement with a given group of influencers requires continuous relevance, deliverables, and success. Many critics saw the evening as a setback for Meghan Markle's efforts to establish herself in Hollywood and the media. The perceived indifference from prominent female figures suggested that respect and acceptance in those circles must be earned through tangible accomplishments, a record of achievement, and sustained professional credibility. The occasion confirmed Prince Harry's public image as a guy torn between worlds. One world is defined by inherited public duty and official rituals, the other by fame and the marketplace, where branding, product cycles, and media metrics may fast and unpredictably modify public status. Harry appeared out of place in evening photos and discussion. A guest traversing a borrowed setting with his public identity shifted from constitutional role to personal branding. Such readings are contingent and limited, but that's significant. Social dynamics during a single event provide little evidence for long-term fate. Errors, misreading, and delayed traction plague many public persons' careers and reputations. Some lead to reinvention and success, while others exacerbate decline. Even careful strategic choices can be distorted by luck, timing, and taste. The Sussexes' endeavor to convert previous grandeur into cultural and economic capital faces structural constraints and cultural filters that presence alone cannot overcome. The Beverly Hills event heightened tensions following the Sussexes' public reorientation after leaving senior royal jobs. The Adele episode and the broader pattern of perceived chilly receptions were widely reported and examined, but they should be seen as part of a complicated story, rather than as definitive confirmation of the couple's worth or future. The dynamics highlight the delicate interaction between personal relationships, public image, and professional reputation in an age when notoriety and influence are entwined and social gestures are rapidly amplified into public narratives. Some established persons' seeming social distance was not a blanket rejection, but rather an indicator that past prominence does not guarantee future acceptance in the competitive realm of global influence. The couple's American chapter is still unfolding, and the Beverly Hills episode has been read by many as a revealing and sobering chapter that highlights the difficulty of translating former prestige into lasting success in a new and demanding cultural environment. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts and goodbye for the time being.